Civil War, Mike Smith and Walter White. Okay, so, here. Oprah said you want a new car. Black people would like to be a football team. They want to be a celebrity entertainer superstar. They want to be accomplished. Black people would like to be celebrity entertainer. Super accomplished superstar. Black people would not care if Torn PA blew up, explode with DuPont. They free the black people from slavery. They like jail. They like porn star pilgrims, value USA gold coins. We had 2 trains. One don't work for free. One train still filled with toxic waste. Abraham Lincoln, tall fellow, First Presbyterian Church, had Mr. Smith start a Presbyterian Church to free black people from slavery. Walter White was supposed to be an honest billionaire marketing his Martha White muffin mix, but Betty Crocker and Martha White had lemon poppy seed muffins for milk at Starbucks or Sprite and McCormick and Betty Crocker cake mix lemon cake. The train was next door my whole life. It was filled with toxic waste in 2023. There's always a train next door. Huge toxic waste dump in Norfolk 7. I was next to a train my whole life. It had a big toxic waste spill. 1919 or so, a train in Salina, Kansas, where my mom had chicken hatchery. They didn't like growing up with smoking. They were sick. It was 1948 she was born. Pollution from the train dumping in the river. They said it was making people sick. She had chicken hatchery. She was always sick next to a train. She raised chickens in a hatchery. She wanted to be singing, dancing, tap dance like Shirley Temple. My dad wrote, "It's Christmas time. Nobody would help me celebrate. It's Christmas time. Red Rose Diner with tea and Martha White muffins. It's Christmas time. Red Rose Diner was supposed to be worth $10 million. Christmas time with Red Rose was supposed to be worth $10 million. They wouldn't help me. The Susquehanna, 300 million year old river, I want to change it to Sidney S. Cooley River. He lived to 94, fishing, chewing tobacco, sprinter, tried to outrun Jesse Owens in Olympic Games. Kansas Chiefs won against Eagles in Super Bowl 2023. They want to be a football team, a NASCAR team, and win big championships. These are good old boys, right? The army up here attacked me about Betty Ruth Ida comparing muffins. Walter White was in jail up here in Corning, New York, little like everybody here, for $2 million in Civil War. But Jason said they could not rely on Ford for steady work. In Hellmira, New York, Hellmira Civil War, they all in and out of jail. Can't rely on Ford. They could not get steady work. Old family said, I want to be Wuthering Heights, a big star. They had 1972 floods, small night sea blast for help. Christopher Johnson from here, Hick family, Nazi, wanted to start Civil War. 2 furniture store in Boston in 1825 went out of business. Terrence Roosevelt, yes, go slip of the lip, KGB. Hardtack or peppercorn almost decadent as Dinty Moore soup mixed with Kraft mac and cheese. Scrambled in omelets or the soup or the pot pie. Nobody would help me with Christmas time at Red Rose Diner. My father had a few houses for some dishes like Currier and Ives dishes, like Norman Rockwell dishes. Nobody marketed big deals. Walter White and Martha White had pizza dough. They like hot dogs. Starbucks tried to market coffee. Nobody would help me with Red Rose Diner and first it's Christmas time. NASCAR party football order. Dandy next door could not work on a deal. They sell the stuff, but Red Rose Diner could not get a deal. Dandy could not get a sale either. Too many stores they went to be a NASCAR driver and football team could not organize a big team for Red Rose Diner. They made no money, could not organize a big team, made no money, no big dish deal, no big deal, no big money. They spend $1 trillion next year to send them to war like Knights Templar. So, yeah. So, easy reading for they couldn't get a big deal. They're going to send you off to kill each other, make a civil war, try and start a civil war. The train was full of toxic waste, being sued. Mom grew up next to the train in Salina. It's next to a train in New Jersey. They always had toxic waste around. They'd never help me. There's like they make people sick with all this toxic waste to just sit there fondly. Like they just want to talk about sex trafficking in Ohio. Ohio got sued for their human trafficking, dumping toxic waste all around. Like they was fondled and sexually abused at the doctors. Really place of toxic waste. Like they don't care. They're told they just up there dumping toxic waste for train well poisoning to fondle women, sex trafficking, human trafficking. The government was in charge, got sued. So men would start a war. So Walter White was trying to sell muffins like it's like basically a hardtack, right? The murder case of Murdo and Murdoch, right? The billionaire Murdoch with Murdo actually murdered his own wife, apparently. They coerced him, cajoled him, he's messed up. The Lincoln's last trial, the murder case that propelled him to the presidency with the Murdoch. Yeah? Yeah, T to the I. He's supposed to go to war. You coerced, so he's like, McCormick had stuff, a lot of stuff, and they're gonna fight about it. Lincoln's last trial, where they totally started killing people, but then you mess up somebody's life. They try to defend that he had stuff. T to the I. He's like this Scottish guy, Murdo, who's supposed to go to war, like Loki, the train guy. Do the locomotion with Loki, got a low. MK Low, supposed to go to war, but then his own wife died because their wife was like a slave to them, but then she died in an accident because they were supposed to go to war. Their own wife was like a slave to them, who wore a green dress, right? So it's Christmas time. My mom was trying to go to the dog show, right? They said the army was attacking about this restaurant. They couldn't market. See, Betty Ruth had her own cookbook, right? Like Betty Crocker and Betty Ruth. I had to compare them. They have her own chain, her own box mix. But men like want me NASCAR and ship out like muffins and not be bluffing with my muffin, right? She's in the muffin mix competition. Make some muffins. Right? Men would be lazy and eat a muffin. I'm like banana nut muffins, right? Men be lazy would buy a muffin, right? Sit there, have orders of muffins, right? Not bluffing with my muffin.